Hey, everybody. How is it going? I thought I had changed my live for 15 minutes later. So if it didn't change, I'm sorry about that. For some reason, all my comments from you guys aren't over on this. Yes, Spirit 8 says happy birthday, Ziggy. Sorry I can't join you on this special day. You have yourself a great time celebrating. I hope your wish comes true. Yeah. Pink Phoenix says, I double that wish for you, Zigster. Happy birthday, Justice for Summer Wells. Missing, never forgotten. Lee, happy birthday, Z. Crazy Mom. Mimi Jean is her birthday as well. So happy birthday to Mimi Jean. Darla. Betty Smith says, happy birthday, Ziggy, and I hope they catch you as responsible for summer. 4 years is too long. Sharon, Marlene say happy birthday. Heather, happy 44th. Half Full, Jam. Thank you guys. Hey, Believe. And Robin, thank you guys. So I figured what better than to go over Summer Wells content, you know. I thought that, I mean, if that's, Mimi Jean said it best the other day, that's the number one birthday wish. You know, that'd be the ultimate birthday present is to hear that there were arrests or whatever, you know. Should I sport my link list I made? There we go. We gotta show off the Ziggy jewelry, Ziggy merch. Hey, Val, Marie, did you get your package? Next week, all my granddaughters have birthdays 10, 12, 18. Or is that the. Oh, you mean on the 10th, the 12th, and the 18th? Let's see here. First, I want to watch. Killer looks. Huh, you haven't got it? Well, I'm guessing it will be there. It should be there tomorrow. But it just, I mean, actually, it just went out like probably Friday. I had it there sitting out Thursday, but they didn't pick it up. So, well, thank you, Pen 1010. Is it the Ziggy merch? Oh, geez. We got Athena right here, if you can't see. Uh-oh. You guys say hi to everybody. Why are you side-eyeing them? Rude. Rude. How about I side-eye you? Hey, Deb, Mini Pearl. Oh, well, thank you, Heather. I figure I'd do my makeup for the occasion. Thank you guys all for your birthday text. I appreciate it. Thank you, Apple of His Eye. Well, thank you, Lee. And Val. So I watched this one yesterday, and I really thought it was really good. I don't know how he finds the stuff to, let me see which way is better to do this. Okay. I think that might be better. Or let me see. This is Killer Looks. I posted it in the chat. You guys should definitely sub up. Amos! Really, Heather? Oh my gosh. Yay. Thank you, guys. Did you get out? No, we haven't ate yet. I haven't even decided what we're gonna eat for dinner. I'm sure that I just got back from the gas station. I feel like my freaking, that's what sucks doing lashes and all that. You just feel like constantly like you're having to fix them and stuff, you know? You didn't know it was my birthday? Yeah, today's my 44th birthday. So four is a good number. It means stability. It's all about the home. So hopefully the double fours bring stability. It's a wedding gift. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, so it was a time when RJ was on. He plays a clip of a live that me and RJ did. But he's good about pulling all that. I don't know, you guys. I think it's great if you guys help him like find this stuff, because a lot of stuff he gets is like I don't know how he finds. I mean, because you'd have to skim through hours of, a lot of the stuff is like me and Fred just talking and conversation when I'm crafting and stuff. So I think it's awesome that he's able to put all that stuff together. It takes a long time to do all that stuff. So props to Killer Looks, like holy crap. See, as much. Oh, thank you, Diana. It's much more difficult than just coming on here and playing some videos. Not a spinster no more. I'll let you know. I'll let you know how it turns out. We are the same age now. Let's see. Try to remember when your birthday is. August or September. Is that right? So for like 6 months, we're the same age. So we're only 6 months apart. All right, I guess I'll go ahead and start this. I don't know. These were her neighbors, right? Hi, everybody. From 2/24/25. Yikes. Fred now says, oh, is this the one? Oh, yeah, that was interesting. So I didn't see all this. So I probably saw I did see a majority of this, so a majority, yeah, all but probably the first few minutes. So, yeah, this. If this is the correct one, she completely lied in it and made up something. Like it said that Fred said he wasn't on the road now, like or something like that.
Let's see. Ah, there we go. There we go. This is where I came in at. Literally. 3 hours, 46 minutes, and 45 seconds into it.
Aw.
I see
Thank
Fred.
you, Amos. She said, for happy birthday, hun. She sent a cash app. Thank you so much. That was sweet. Thank you so much.
Saying Ricky Trent is a neighbor of JSP and other such fuckery, along with others. Go and Rhiannon Benson is like, go ask JSP to those in the bushes, and then Fred's like, JSP knows all about Ricky Trent. That's where I came in at. That's what I seen. And I was like, well, damn, there they go. Crafting lies and crafting shit. Yeah. All right.
You're the one that brought up the Ricky Trent thing. I'm pretty sure she was the one that came up with this Ricky Trent name, but I could be wrong. Oh, thank you, Sage Sleuth. I hope you're doing good. Hey, Mimi. Oh.
This is where I come in and I see shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm like, oh, Ricky Trent's got Fred feeling some type of way. All that shit on the community wall, it's got him feeling, it's got him in his feels. It's got him in his face, not to be mistaken with the only thing he can semi-fucking a jail cell. So, anyway, I mean, I guess that's when the rest of the guys ain't beating the shit out of him until he's almost dead or he ain't in fucking BTs, you know, whichever. Pity that. I should probably let that play out. Anyway.
What the fuck is she talking about? I can't even understand her. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Marie. She sent a cash app and said happy birthday. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Had 2 good days so far. That is good to hear. I guess it's better. I mean, things looking up. I know I saw your post. So I felt really bad for you. Well, I saw a post from you a couple days ago. And you were worried about AFib. She is being dramatic. I don't understand what she's even saying. It sounds, she's whispering weird things. She tries to make things seem all sus. Like putting Ricky Trent like that was supposed to mean anything. Like Fred doesn't even understand why she brought up this Ricky Trent. Keeps bringing up this Ricky Trent on her wall, and she's just like, and I don't know. He didn't. Besides, you guys
I never
didn't.
met Ricky until way after summer, about a year after summer went missing.
You met him the first time a year after Summer went missing.
Something like that.
Yeah. It was
He
just
wasn't nowhere near the hall or nothing before then.
Yeah, she turns everything into something like weird and some kind of mystery.
Yeah, he lives like on the backside of the ridge from Jody Sue.
Over there at Hood Road or whatever.
No, he lives the other way behind Glen Alpine Church.
Oh. So yeah, it's weird, like that she would bring up the name. I mean, you're the one that brought up the name, so obviously you know who he is, Jody Sue. So why are you acting so weird?
I know at one point he was going and getting tires at Hayworth and stuff, a whole bunch of tires at the time. So I figured he may know them.
Oh, he used to get tires at Hayworth?
Oh, he had a shitload of them at one time. About a year after someone missing. 22.
So it's odd that she brings up his name. And he's the one, too, that claimed to be...
I met him through Jamie Cox and Brandon Clark, who I met him through.
Yeah.
He hung out with a lot with Pete.
Yeah, it was just in the drug scene. Right?
Yeah. That's what he drove by 5 or 6 times or something.
So he just said he sold him drugs about 5 or 6 times. But oh, I was just thinking of you, Stormy. Anyways,
He did full time with
Cotton Simpson. Yeah, so that's it. That's significant. You don't have any problem with the dude or anything.
No.
You know, like you just don't understand why she's bringing him up, like, and trying to make it some kind of weird conspiracy. It's just another distraction.
But she had said something about I had sent him there to do something or some bullshit or something in one of her lives. To stalk her or some bullshit. I don't even know his old lady's name.
Let's see.
So, no, but look, they had to bring him back. Yeah, all right, motherfucker. We got you.
A few times. What do you mean? Why have you?
Now wait, whoa, back that up. She read the comment clearly about Ricky Trent and dope, and him being Fred's buddy, right? All right.
Even that photo she posted on her community wall that supposedly that his wife was driving, or girlfriend, or whatever who she is. They didn't have that car or nothing when I ever know them. When I ever seen them.
It's weird that she has all these pictures that she is coming up with of the property over at 167 and 207 way before Summer went missing. Weird. Why would she have pictures like that?
A year to 2 years, some of them.
Very odd.
When I had seen Ricky Trent, he was driving the white Ford Ranger, a single cab, a little bitty white Ford Ranger, 2-wheel drive. That's the last time I seen what he was driving.
Yeah, I asked Fred about this guy and stuff, and he just had he had no idea why they were bringing this guy up. It was weird because Fred knew that it was odd just because Fred knew the guy had been in jail with Cotton Simpson.
Yeah.
So that's very strange, So it was kind of, Fred did know that, and the guy claimed to, had told Fred about stories about Cotton, what Cotton supposedly said to him and stuff. And it was very similar to the things that Cotton said to Fred. So it's weird that Jody Sue's bringing up this name. Like, it surrounds Cotton Simpson. I don't know. It's just, it seems like another attempt to, a weird attempt to like make Fred look, I don't know what she's doing. You guys' guess is as good as mine, as ours.
I mean, on the 14th, I don't know what happened on the 14th in and out of Hollywood because I didn't travel in and out on the 14th.
Yeah, when you mentioned the hair or the heroin that was delivered on the 14th, she had said something like that.
On the live when she was mad at Andy.
That's why that comes up in this video, is because she mentioned that herself.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jane.
She was talking about the ones that delivered it, said Andy was okay, but give her a funny look or something or other. That's what she said on the video. I don't know if she had deleted it or what.
Fred, the part that was dropped about the day before Summer went missing was very telling, in my opinion. Was there anything else that happened on that day? Yeah, like he said, he was sleeping all of the 14th, so everything he knows is
about Dobbs even being in the holler or nothing until after Summer went missing and stuff.
He just said he didn't, if you guys didn't hear him, that he didn't know that Dobbs had been back there until the day
after Summer went missing.
Yeah. Because he was sleeping.
Summer went missing. I found out through Jody and Andy talking about it when I was recording.
So thank God for people like Killer Looks that puts this stuff together so we can see what actually really happened. Because man, you guys should definitely freaking sub to him, and if you can afford it, send him a few dollars or something, because this is like very time consuming. All of Jody's comments has since been removed from Ziggy's chat. Really? I wonder, was that because those should still be there, right? Even if she was blocked, or how's that work? I think she was blocked at the end of the chat, so that's too bad, because I'd want them there. Did she delete them, or is it from her being blocked? Do you guys know? 4 years later, they asked stupid stuff. Hey, Fred, do you know the popsicle guy on the corner from 1985? They bring up random people, and they'll say, just be like, "Oh, hey, Fred, who's Joe Blow, or who's John Doe?" It's like, what? All this weird stuff, like conspiracy shit. Just trying to make him look suspect. I mean, because listen to the way
there's a lot of them giving different names, and I know them from too. Just like a couple that's talking to JLR and stuff from Light Holler and stuff, they're giving a total different name than what people knows them down in there by.
Yeah. Which, I mean, can you blame them now? I guess from after. I mean, I guess we don't care about what people say about us and stuff like that, but a lot of people can't handle this freaking shit.
I definitely don't do background checks on people I'm selling dope to.
Where did that come from?
Oh, I just
did you guys hear him? He said, I definitely don't
know everybody's actor's name there.
Well, why aren't you background checking all those people you sell drugs to? I mean, Come on now. Oh, thank you, Lady J. What? Casey Anthony is on TikTok? Is she really? Wow, that's funny.
But I am trying to find out Andy Powell's real name.
Yeah, Fred was messaging people last night, locals and stuff, trying to figure
That
out.
knows Dawn and knows the person. I mean, knows.
And
Chad
people
at
use
work.
different names, and they'll go by their middle names. They'll go by, all these people out there have, it's like nicknames, or they have all the same names.
Because like Andy Powell, when I first met him, it was at Chad Arnold's. When I helped him pull Chad's truck in, that's when he give Destiny the drugs and stuff. And I didn't know it till later. And then the next time I met him was when I went down there to the building where he had the camper at the shed on the highway.
Oh, was it that night? It was that night?
No, it's actually next evening.
Because she said you went down that.
I don't know why Laura said that it was the same night, but it wasn't. It was the next evening because it was late at night when me and Destiny went out to Chad's.
Yeah, but people, I mean, people don't understand. Fred's memory is like really on point. I mean, so I always first of all, I talked to Fred more so about it. Laura didn't want to get too involved in the Summer Wells case. She actually encouraged Fred not to get involved in stuff. She was afraid of people retaliating. So,
see, when he drug that tree out and stuff, and I went down there, I never did see him or nothing. Never did get to talk to nobody about that. You see, when I went to Dawn and them's that day, and nobody would come to the door, and the two boys was in the basement and stuff.
Yeah.
That was, I found the late 2010, I think it was. Or so.
Yeah, I could tell from the beginning that Fred's memory was really, really, really good. I just was over time I was noticing how things lined up about what he was saying, and so I was just kind of went by more so what he said. But also Laura, I didn't get to talk to Laura quite as much. She just didn't seem interested in talking about this stuff, so I didn't really want to pressure her about it too much.
But the incident when the other happened when I met him at Chad's and stuff, and then I went and confronted him the next day about that situation with Destiny. That was around late 2013.
He hasn't been back since.
Maybe early 2014, and that was the last time I'd seen him. He actually moved out then.
But there was an incident with the dude how long after that at the mall or something, right?
Yeah, after Destiny went to a group home and stuff.
Yeah, because she got in some trouble, and
that's when the group home had took her. I think that was like 2015 or something like that.
So a couple years later, she ran into him at the mall.
Yeah,
when she was
group home was letting the girls at the group home work at the movie theater at the mall, and her and another girl was taking some trash out that night, and he grabbed her and stuff and was telling her to holler for her daddy now and stuff. And then actually the very next night, a young girl.
Oh, he better hope that he never runs into you, because yeah. When it comes to that kind of stuff, with kids, yeah, you don't want to piss Fred off that way.
After that incident, the very next night at Bristol Mall where it happened at, there's a young girl took some trash out and actually got raped that night.
So what Fred, I don't know if you guys can hear him, but what he was saying is that so this in 2015, 2 years after the incident with this Andy Paul, Fred's daughter, it's technically stepdaughter, really.
Yeah, it's Laura's oldest.
was out at the mall, Bristol Mall, with a friend, and she went to take trash out and ran into the guy, and he tried to like attack her or something, and or just was like holler for your daddy now and stuff, and she escaped it. But the next day there was an incident at the Bristol Mall that a girl was raped. We don't know if it was him, obviously, but it was like the next day, and the girl was raped taking out trash, actually the same way that where Fred's daughter had ran into this Andy Paul character the day before. So that if she ran into him at Bristol Mall a couple years later, then that means he still was in the area then, right? But really, Bristol Mall, that's like how far from Bristol? That's, Virginia.
That's about 45 minutes from Ben Hill.
And what about Virginia?
That's right on the edge of Virginia, Bristol Mall is.
Yeah, because he could have still been in Virginia, moved to Virginia. Maybe he's like right on the edge or something.
Well, I know when he hooked the camper and stuff up in 2000, we'll say early 2014, he took and moved it went across the line in Virginia with it at Gate City and stuff. Towards Gate City.
So he was living in Gate City for a while.
That way, I don't know where at over there. Somebody said Dungannon, but I don't know. That's just a rumor I heard where he was at, because I'd asked around where he was at.
Hey, hair curlers. So let's continue. Is that really Jody Sue? Kathy texted me happy birthday last night, actually. Right after midnight. What is her deal? Holy crap, she's obsessive. No way, is she really that scared of her Dude, your guiltiness is showing. She says, Ricky Trent is your buddy, Fred. You know what you have done and are doing. Keep going, pal. See where it goes, you motherfucker. Damn, yeah, I knew I smelled smoke. It's your buddy. How is he his buddy? He sold drugs to him a few times. What do you mean? Why haven't you told this before? What is there to, what the hell are you getting at? Will you freaking just do it already? Andy was his bestie as well. Why are you so...
Jody Sue, if you got so much information, why don't you turn in TBI?
Yeah, go tell TBI. That'd be more productive.
Yeah. If she's got so much information, she really does need turned in TBI if it's anything involving Summer.
Exactly. I know. She comes over here like trying to act like she's trying to scare us or intimidate us with the law enforcement, and it's like, we encourage you. We want this nightmare to end. So anything you can do she acts like she has all this information. It's just like, what good is it coming over here and saying that shit?
If she's got all kinds of information, if she turned in, maybe Summer's case should be solved. If she's got information other people ain't got, she hollers she does, but I don't think she does.
No, she doesn't. She just wants to...
knowledge, maybe.
Guilty knowledge.
Anybody's guess on what Mushmouth is saying back there, you have at it. Transcript the shit out of that, because I have no clue. I just know he's flustered and he can't speak English any further.
And why are you trying to keep eyes off your son, Jody Sue? You want to play these games? We'll play these games. DJ Smith may come out of hiding in Knoxville and tell a little more than he wanted to tell before about Andy and Don and somebody else close to you that you're really trying to protect, Jody Sue.
So there's got to be something else up, Jody Sue. You must know something. You must know something about your son or something.
That's who she's protecting.
Because it doesn't make sense, and we're not trying to be mean. You're mad at the wrong freaking people. You need to talk to your freaking man, ex-man, about what the hell he got your son into.
Oh, this was the part about, he was saying, DJ Smith, you want to play these games? We'll play these games, Jody Sue. DJ Smith will maybe come out of there and his tongue get twisted, and now he's like hiding before he wants to come hiding in court and tell him what Andy in Knoxville. Y'all, I've never heard of anyone named DJ Smith in my life. No, nope, buddy. All
Yeah,
right.
well, maybe he
First of all, DJ Smith never mentioned your name. He talked about Don and Andy.
Yeah, exactly. Andy Bernard. Yeah, he knows they're from Knoxville. Maybe you wouldn't probably. He's from Knoxville, so you might not know him, Jody Sue, unless you went on some excursions out with your lover boy to go pick up his. I don't know if you were part of that, but if you're into that stuff, I don't know. But he went out there. You know what was going on out there. So is DJ Smith. That's all we're saying. Maybe you might not know him, but his real name's not DJ to begin with.
He does know Andy and Don because he hangs out where they was getting the dope.
Mm-hmm.
No Knoxville Dawn trips. And that's just how it is. And that's the fucking truth. And Fred knows goddamn good and well that when all of us say Knoxville is not necessarily mean he knows what the fuck's up. And so is Dudley, and so is everybody goddamn else. Knoxville us here doesn't necessarily what you all think it means either. And Fred damn well goddamn knows this. So he's gonna miss me with that shit too. The ones with pills apparently were up on that fucking hill. Fred and Laura knew Candace Sr. got pills. Everybody else knew. I didn't fucking know, right?
Oh, right. You didn't know that Candace Sr. got pills. That's a lie. That is a lie, dude. But you and Laura knew that Grandis was getting pills, according to Jody Sue.
I didn't know about none of them.
Yeah, he didn't even know anything about you guys and your bullshit that you guys were involved in until after Jody Sue until after Summer Wells went missing.
I didn't even know that they'd even been charged in 2009 and stuff. I didn't know she had violated her probation in 2011, November 11th. Actually, on my birthday.
Yeah,
over them charges.
So he didn't even know also what was Don and Candace was really into either.
I found out through the drug task force.
Yeah. About Jody Sue or?
Jody Sue and Andy, yeah. I mean, I just like Dawn and Candace and stuff. I didn't know that they was into meth and stuff, but the drug task force said that they found all kinds of meth paraphernalia and stuff there.
And which is concerning, considering that video where it sounds like somebody is making meth in the background. They're talking about bubbling over, who we thought sounded like Cotton Simpson. Who it was, I don't know.
That, just like the drug task force talked about, said every time a big cook comes off, seems like a child goes missing.
They said, well, every time a cook goes...
Seems like every time a big cook comes off.
Comes off, what's that mean?
Somebody cooking a big batch off.
Okay, so every
child goes missing.
So drug task force made a comment about every time a big batch is cooked, a child goes missing. That's interesting. And in that video, it sounded like it sounded like they were talking about. You guys know what I'm talking? I don't know where that video came from, or The one where you hear a man in the background and it's off.
Like
It's at the Hill 110.
the third judicial special tactics unit is actually the drug task force for Hawkins County.
Third.
That's where a lot of people don't understand that they're over a lot of different different things in there. They're just not drug task force. They're part of the card team and everything too.
Yeah, believe. Sometimes I wonder, maybe does she not remember? Does Jody Sue truly not remember things that she has said?
No, she don't remember half what she said. And will deny everything she said.
I know, even watching this stuff back, she wants to act like, oh, I never said that. She was in my chat here during this video, like that killer showing, and saying like, oh, I didn't say that, trying to say she never said anything about Andy going to Knoxville, about this white van, and she denies it all.
You have Fred admitting they were on pills and everything else. Plus, they had the hardcore shit. And they were buddies with them. So quit looking at everybody else with just the weed dude, alright? I'm sick of the shit. Fuck
just the
y'all.
Weed dude. Stop looking at just the weed dude. Talking about Auntie Bernard. Now he's just the weed dude again. Okay. It just...
You want to know where the hard shit is that could have truly hurt somebody? Well, right up on the goddamn hill with her. And right in Fred and Laura's fucking pocket, and Allie's pocket, and everybody else's fucking pocket on the way back from the lake that day. Ken and two, and maybe where people that were, I don't know.
On the way back from the lake that day.
Not being mentioned by Fred and them, and witnessed him that everybody else is related to, and down near
take another drink.
Places that Fred was hanging out and doing things while he was here at Grand last time. I'm sick of the shit.
I find it funny that she called you mumble mouth, and I can seriously not understand a freaking thing she's saying. You just talk quiet. She just can't talk at all.
Most of the time, I'm not nowhere close to. I'm just in a room usually somewhere, to walking around or something. Reason most people can't hear me.
And then I was like, ask Fred about his daughter in the shed and dope. That's what I said. Sure is.
Shed and dope? What the fuck?
She wanted to lie about some more shit, twist that same old narrative. Well, I have real questions. Why was Fred and his daughter in a shed with the Andy Paul character? Dope was there. Can't say what. Fred and Laura both have spoken on it many times. Some Ziggy's on recordings and lives with them. They said it.
It was a shed.
Why was his underage daughter around people like that in a fucking shed?
Oh, Chad's barn.
Where I met.
Yeah.
When I went to Chad's, that's where we always hung out at his barn. That's where they was all at when I got there.
Oh, okay.
And around dope, why was it being given to her? Did he turn it in? Was Andy Paul arrested then? That Dawn and Candace, it was happening on their property. I'm pretty sure they would have known Fred was in the shed with Andy Paul and his underage daughter.
It didn't happen on. It didn't happen on Dawn and Candace's property.
No, it happened on Bob Dykes Road.
Brooks were there, don't you? Fred and Laura said it was happening. I don't know. They said it. I was just asking. And they wanted to twist some narrative still, like this group's done for years. We're in that set of shit.
Oh yeah, so she's basically saying, "Oh, they wanted to twist some narratives, so here I'm gonna go. I'm gonna twist some narratives myself." It's like what she wants to try to say. Oh, that we're just twisting narratives. Okay.
Fucking be it. I got real questions about real shit that was really said by Laura and Fred multiple times. Oh, y'all clip it. Fred just said his daughter was never in a shed with dope. Well, yeah, you go back and grab Fred and Laura both saying that she indeed was, and with Andy Paul in the shed on Dawn and Candace's property. What were they doing hanging out with the guy? Why was there dope? Why was his daughter there? We have questions. Meanwhile, Fred's denying his daughter was ever in a shed on Candace and Dawn's property with Andy Paul and dope.
Because didn't
And
happen.
that dope wasn't giving her whatever him and Laura said, and how Laura, you remember on Ziggy's panel, she was like, I'm still pissed off at what he did to my daughter, blah, 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 right? Remember that? I just listened to it the other day. I'm sure y'all can find it quicker and shit if you really wanted to.
What she's trying to bring up is about
Andy Paul
Andy
situation?
Paul thing, and it didn't happen in no building.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
So who's Andy Paul?
That had nothing. That was that's a story. Are you talking about that?
That's the only thing.
Yeah. That's something.
That's when he about met his demise too.
Yeah.
When I found out about it.
Yeah, but guess what? You didn't. When you found out that Andy was into all this shit and doing all this stuff, crazy shit he's into, did you do anything about it?
No, she sat back and let.
Did you do anything about it? Don't take the shit out on us because you freaking let shit go for years and years, and now here you are in the worst nightmare of your life. It's not our fault that you know. I'm sorry. When it comes to a child, children are a little bit more important than your little love relationship with Andy Bernard. Like, I don't see what you don't get.
First of all, I've never sold Dawn, Candace, or Cotton Shoes any fucking note. But your old man did.
All the joke between you, Dawn, Candace, and Cotton is what she said.
Her old man's the one who sold Dawn and Candace. What about the heroin and stuff that's delivered at your driveway on the 14th, Jody Sue?
Was that in
Talk
that?
about that?
It was that in the recording?
Before we leave, though, to go do that, he starts pushing up a pill on the counter and stuff, laying out lines. And I said, well, who y'all in lines for? And he said, you. I said, hey, you ain't nothing for her because she's a minor. She has nothing. You know, I mean, clear as the...
He just said, she's not having nothing. She's a minor. I don't understand what.
Wait, who was the girl again?
I was my old lady's oldest daughter.
Uh-huh.
And somehow, in between that time, I know she ain't been no pill, but he'd slipped her pot, he'd slipped her liquor and stuff. And so I didn't even know until that he'd even slipped it to her and stuff until the next day.
Hey, Laura, is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were just talking. It's me and RJ on the panel. We're actually talking about a comment. That is about. So,
That is Andy's van, Andy Paul's van.
yeah. So Fred's saying that that's Andy Paul's van. That's right there in this picture. The killer looks is showing. And that's the camper. So, and the incident that Jody Sue's talking about happened with Andy Paul. That happened on Chad Arnold's, right? Yeah. It was actually a barn where everybody hangs out. That's where everybody was. Hey, Ray. Thank you so much. But yeah, that is the incident of, Andy Paul. When he tried to, when he slipped your daughter drugs when she was a minor.
Yep.
Well, somebody's was trying to say that it made it seem like Fred slipped it to your daughter. It's like, no, that's not what happened. Fred did not know about it until the next day, people. And
Actually, he said something to the man that night, but he didn't know that she had been drinking until he got home that night.
Yeah, because he said something to him because the guy was cutting up lines. Now, Fred just said he didn't know. Right, he was just saying right now that he didn't know actually till the next night, or he would have done something that day. So there's a little bit of confusion of whether it was that night or the next day, between. I've noticed Fred's memory is usually better, but I mean, gosh, we're talking about 11 years ago, 12 years ago. Of course, yeah, it wasn't Fred was wrong for having the underage child there, but that's not the point. He did not give her drugs.
He didn't know it was going to be like that. It was never like that at Chad before when they took the youngins out there, especially around.
And we're talking, guys, where this is the same house that Journey stays at now. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to, you know what I mean? It's not normally, Frances doesn't allow normally stuff like that. That would have probably have been something that she didn't know about that was going on. So, stuff like that didn't really happen out there because of Frances. She didn't allow that type of stuff. So it wasn't like Fred was expecting that was going to be happening out there. And that is the same location where, who adopted Journey.
See,
Francis
he asked if I'd pull his truck in for him.
He called you and asked if you could pull.
That's why me and Destiny actually went out there. And then we get out there and Andy Powell was there, and he asked me and Andy Powell to go pull it in because he'd been drinking.
Mm-hmm.
But Chad don't live there no more.
Right, yeah, Chad doesn't live there.
No.
Now, but they're not together right now?
No.
They've been
separated for a pretty good while now. He's been living in a totally different place. He lives on his property on the river. But
they're still, I mean, gosh, they're childhood sweethearts, right?
Yeah.
Inside Francis's house.
95, I think.
Yeah. So it wasn't something that was expected to be like that, or a place that was known to have drug activity or anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, you see how Jody Sue's trying to make it all suspicious. Like Fred had his daughter at some place, like in a shed. Keep mentioning this shed, like it's a because we said a lot about sheds. And
I mean, Laura wasn't even with us that night. It was just me and Destiny went to Chad's, and when we got there, it was just Chad and Andy Powell.
Journey's not Fred's daughter. Journey is Marina Crawford's daughter, who is Journey Summerwell's, who people call Summerwell's best friend, who was there and said that she saw Candace packing a suitcase for Summer. So Journey is actually the little girl who was who they call Summerwell's best friend. Yeah. She got adopted by Marina Crawford's stepsister, who is Frances Dykes, who is Fred says is a really good person. And it's Chad Arnold's ex. They have kids together. They were childhood sweethearts together since 1995, so like 30 years. So yeah, there's history.
Because 96 is when me and Chad built that log house up there.
And they had just got together. Yeah, she's the one in the picture. Yeah, in the picture with Summer Wells, and they're wearing like, I think, matching outfits or something like that. I'm gonna let this play for a second because I have to pee. Was this
She
at
didn't allow that.
I thought this was over at the Andy Paul's.
No. This was at, he went to help Chad get his truck off the road, and it was at Chad's house.
When was that? How long ago? See,
Um,
Fred was under the impression it was at Andy Paul. Was there an Andy Paul there?
Yeah, Andy Paul was there.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Did he take off after that?
Something bad's gonna happen.
Laura, you don't have to make a comment on this if you don't want, but just going by what I hear and heard originally around the time that Summer went missing, that the traffic that Don Wells refers to and accuses everybody else of were actually headed to his property.
Well, see, she probably. I'm gonna go get a drink, but I'm going. So what was that?
I said the first time I'd talked to Dawn was after that incident there. Dawn had seen me somewheres and asked what I'd done to him to make him just take off like that. Said he'd been trying to get rid of him for 3 years and couldn't get rid of him.
So the first time that you had spoke to Don Wells was soon after that incident with Andy Paul, when he took off, and you had run into Don Wells somewhere, and he had asked you what you did to make him take off, that he had been trying to get him to leave for like years.
Yeah, 3 years.
So he was grateful to you to get rid of the guy, I guess.
I guess that's what he was trying to.
Because I guess he was so scared, because he must have known that he did something not okay. If he took off like that. He even wow, you even told him not to do that shit too. So for him to sneak it to her still, because he's
fucked up when after we got back with the truck and stuff, he laid the lower tab out on a thing there and crushed it up, and he cut 4 lines out, and I was like, there are 4 of us here, so what is that all about,
yeah.
And I told him that Destiny was a minor and she wasn't had nothing. And I can't figure when he even gave her anything. No. It had to be just a second when I had stepped out to take a leak or something.
Wow. So so he tried to hide it from you. Sorry, that was loud. Go ahead.
I live just about 2 miles away from him. So I couldn't tell you who come and went from his house, and I didn't care. I didn't like the man. I thought he was a creep. And like I told him, when he came to my property, kick rocks.
And Laura, that's exactly what I'm saying. You don't have to answer to what I was saying. I'm just saying, as a local, the traffic we hear.
Huh?
She's saying she had met Andy. I don't think she ever even seen Andy Paul. Lord.
Yeah, I didn't know who she was talking about right there. I mean, I assumed she was talking about Andy Paul, but
if she talking about Andy Paul, I didn't think she ever seen Andy. Oh.
I'm trying to remember. I think she did say something to me about. Yeah, because that's how it all. I mean, you didn't even notice that she had been drinking until.
No, until Laura brought it up to me. He said that Destiny was saying something to her, asking her to get her some more alcohol or something. And I'm like, how in the hell did she even get alcohol first of all?
Wow.
Because we were trying to keep her out of her group home and stuff in because she was living with the grandmother at the time. And she just come down to visit.
So she was already, struggling
Yeah.
with substances and
Because that's why she ended up in group home over.
yeah.
Because she wouldn't go to school and go to grocery rooms.
Hey, Mama T. Where's Indy Paul now? I don't know. That's what we've been trying to find out since the beginning of this case. Fred was messaging people last night trying to
I just happened to think of a boy that knew Don and them that had worked with Don some.
Did he ever respond to you yet?
He ain't been active. I don't know what his deal is. But he hung out a lot at Chad's and
Some are kind of afraid
had
to.
worked with Don a little bit.
Yeah, some are kind of afraid sometimes that it say anything.
Yeah. Some of them I'll text and ask something other, and they won't. If I ask a certain question, they won't even respond.
Yeah, especially
Especially if they think it's going to be put on YouTube.
Yeah, now that they know we're together, probably. I mean, especially one of the questions that you were trying to find out was a certain church, and we couldn't figure out, or what was that? We were trying to find out about some kind of church. Who owned the church?
The church camp on
Mhm.
Light Road in Hawkins County. We was trying to figure out who owned it. And I texted a couple, and they wouldn't respond, and one finally responded back.
Hey, OG Nanny.
But somebody said that Andy Powell Morgan was on one of Candace's Facebook pages. I don't know if that's his real last name or what. I just heard Chad call him Andy Powell. The reason I called him Andy Powell. That's the only thing I've ever heard him call.
And good luck trying to get a hold of Chad to figure out who he is.
They ain't number. People that say it's on YouTube that they talk to Chad, they're straight up telling everybody a lie, because Chad won't talk to nobody, especially on the phone or anything. And good luck finding him. I can't even find him 99% of the time. And I know wherever he usually hangs out. But Chad straightened up a lot, I believe, from what he used to be, from what I hear.
Yeah, he's dealt with a lot of trauma surrounding
Sure. Well, him and Jason was questioned over Jill's death.
Yeah, and then his brother passing, and then the Summerwell stuff.
The TBI and FBI harassed the hell out of him and Jason over Jill's death, and then they finally arrested that woman over it. When nobody that they even thought,
Mm-hmm. Are those two different Andys? The Andy Paul Morgan? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. He hasn't seen.
I don't know if that's Andy Powell's last name or not, but
somebody was saying Andy Pearl mentioned that name, but Fred doesn't. Maybe if one of you guys could, if you send Fred a picture of the guy or something, he can tell you.
I was looking through some stuff.
He was trying to find that profile, but
yeah, I can't find none that looked like him. Of course, he could change by now from then.
Mm-hmm.
I hear he accused everybody else of on Ben Hill Road were actually for his property, or they were meeting him on the lower property down by that busted up shed, or but it was his house, not other houses on Ben Hill Road, that was getting all the attention.
Yeah.
That's what.
I mean,
I'm telling you, when he went home, Candace had somebody different there a lot. It wasn't just every once in a while, but it was at least 2 or 3 times a week, from what I was told.
what, that she would have people over? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, different men.
Yeah. Fred said today also the same thing you did. He is once again confirming. He said he swears that Candace knows Cotton. So yeah, but you remember, Jane? You remember that where they were having people sleep, like in the back of trucks and stuff, on mattresses.
Yep.
There were parties there.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
There was a lot of free
okay?
exchange of. Go for it.
Okay.
There was a lot of free exchange of very modern, very contemporary, very liberal activities that happened on there that involved a couple different kinds of trafficking. Okay, you cannot. I could sit here and tell you what I could sit here and try to explain to you details. You're not going to believe it. Okay.
We want to hear
What
them
happened
anyways.
on? What was that?
We want to hear them anyways.
Well, okay, so
I'm forgetting who that guy was.
the best way to say it is the Wells' reputation is they were involved in activity coming out of Knoxville, and their role in it was they were runners. And then they also hosted and participated in activity that was more defined as human trafficking.
So when you say running, you're talking about drugs.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I know who this guy was that's talking on the panel. That's he hasn't been around for like he came in here like a month ago or so. He came up on panels several times. He was really cool. He has a really cool YouTube channel too. Do you guys remember the guy's name? A lot of you ladies liked him. Gosh, I can't freaking remember. I made it myself. It's Ziggy merch. Get yours today. Oh gosh. You like it? It's for sale. Oh gosh. Wait. Hold on. Was wondering how Candace had such a big male entourage of men looking like. Well, I mean, we're not talking about like real, like, we're talking Cotton Simpson type. But yeah, anyways, we need to at least get through this video.
That's the reputation, and Laura, you can agree or disagree if you wish, but that's the reputation that I've heard as a person who lives in Hawkins County.
I agree 100%. They're not innocent like they say they are. Say they are.
No,
By no means.
By far not.
For somebody to get on TV and say that.
Yeah, see how good Laura was doing right here? Huh? I said, see how good Laura was doing here? Like, she was so clear and you think you could tell she was messed up? Really? Yeah. That was him, I think, when she first got out of jail, so.
She was using the first day she got out of jail.
Well, she didn't seem like it didn't seem that bad yet.
Yeah,
But
she hadn't got back on it so bad at that time, but she was using
Meth dealers on Beach Creek. Once they point their finger at themselves, what was they doing?
Exactly.
I mean, I hate to say this, but you don't got no choice around here to do what you got to do. You draw $700 a month on disability. Fred draws $5. I mean, who can survive on that? Nobody.
Do you know what? Can you think of some of the who were the the chomos that hung over at Candace? Can you think of specifically, Laura, known chomos that would hang out there down at the hill?
I know Andy Paul was one of them. The first time that I ever met Andy Paul is when he tore our fence down, cutting the wood down. I mean, let our horses out. We had to hunt for our horses all night.
Oh my gosh.
And even, this is how good a guy Fred is. Even after he tore the fence down, Fred still cut a tree down and cut it all up and sawed it up for him and took it up there to him.
Oh my God.
No, the reason I found where the wood went because he had drug it down the hard in the snow up to the wells. I never cut nothing up from nobody.
Fred said no, I didn't.
I was pissed off.
So that didn't happen. You
No.
didn't really cut up some wood for him.
No.
Yeah.
And Laura wasn't even with me when I went down there and stuff. We was actually staying in a camper at the bottom of 167.
In her
Blue
defense,
car.
like you're it was a long time ago, and your memory is like way better than most. Like, to be honest, I don't know how my memory is so bad. Like, that's
I didn't have time to cut up no wood for nobody and wasn't going to. First of all, I was having to redo a whole thing.
What about did the horses actually get out like she said?
Yeah.
And he just just left it like that, huh?
Because one of them I ended up getting at Betty, what was her name? She was a school bus driver. Next to Mount Carmel Church was where I found one of them out. She used to be a Bernard. She married a Lila, and Betty Lott. She lived on that first house on the right as you turn on to Fields Road.
Yeah, so I thought, well, it was a nice story anyways, that you were such a great guy. You still cut him some wood and delivered it for him.
I ain't saying shit. I mean, that's how I found out where the wood went, because he dug it in the snow all the way down the holler and up to the wells. That's why
Which
I
is
went up
right,
there,
I mean-
because I was following where he had drug it to. I didn't know who had even done it, I was just following the drag marks. The snow was on.
But he does help a lot of people and stuff like that. That's true. But Laura must be getting something confused.
Yeah, as far as I know, she had never even met Andy Powers. I ever know that. I ain't seen him twice myself.
I thought I remember her saying something about him, like that he was she described. From what I remember, she described the dude kind of like how she described Cotton Simpson, or maybe that was her talking about Don Wells. Maybe they're all three kind of similar. I don't know.
Didn't look nothing like him.
Not look alike, but the way they act, creepy. She said I thought she was saying
That's
like
she talks about cotton a lot and stuff. She wasn't around cotton much. Just 2 times like I was.
It's probably not even
That was
her really
way
saying
other
much about
time.
it. It's just it's probably people. It's just probably
Because
been.
I met Cotton and that Ricky guy around almost around the same time.
No, because you didn't meet Cotton until after Summer went missing.
Yeah, to that or something. I knew of him and stuff, but I had never even spoke to him. I knew what he looked like and where he lived and stuff, but as far as knowing him, I didn't know him. I didn't even know him. I don't even know him now, you know.
The bench is creepy, Mimi Jean, and that's an area that Fred has always like been drawn to because he thought it was weird. Now I don't know how they could ever like put anything under there or bury anything right there without anybody seeing, but at the bottom of the driveway at 120 or 110.
I don't know. I always that wood pile there's always been weird to me. They've never had no wood or nothing there or nothing delivered or nothing. And then there's a red truck actually delivered that wood. I believe it's a red Dodge, I want to think. Long bed Dodge.
I wonder, was it Robin Lane's husband? I wonder.
Oh, here's a red Dodge. I'm pretty sure that delivered it though.
A red Dodge that delivered it. But before then, they never had any delivered there. I mean, I know people probably wanted to help out because Summer Wells went missing and stuff.
Like a couple of days after someone went missing. That was crazy that time of year in them dumping it there, you know.
Yeah. I know it was summer. It was just the beginning of summer and you're going to deliver wood. I can't remember what the whole point of that was. Was it right after? It was a couple days after Summer went missing it was delivered?
It wasn't long after someone went missing. I don't know how long. But I don't know if it's a couple of days or what, but I know it was after someone went missing, shortly after someone.
Yes, today's my birthday, Jessica. Yeah, and this bench here that they put there is.
And a lot of that wood is still there. Last time I was there, what, 6 months ago, about 3 months ago or so. A lot of it was stowed over to the side from where it's at now.
And there's this bench.
You can still see part of the wood behind it there to the bench there now.
Yeah.
For firewood?
For firewood.
Yeah. There it is right there.
Aww.
I mean, does that sound like somebody that would hurt somebody? I mean, really? Have something to do with a youngin'.
Right. So Andy was cutting wood for Dawn, or is that what you're saying?
I'm such
I guess.
What's wrong with me? I'm brain dead.
Candace. Because Dawn wasn't there then, I don't think.
Wow.
Break down my walls, but I will rise again.
So, thank you, Be Real. Her house got robbed. Perhaps not if there was anything that people could do for them. If there's, oh yeah. You're right. I think I do remember something about. I was trying to remember the whole firewood thing, and yeah, I think you're right. It was something like that. Let's see. Was it when Evil entered the videos? Or whose video? Here's this one.
We have their blessing. They trust us enough to do what we do. and hopefully we'll have success.
Rader stresses the importance of the public not being involved in the search and not disclosing exact locations of search crews, not only because of safety due to the terrain, but also because it could hinder the investigation.
We can't have people stating that we were on this road at this specific spot, because then at that point in time when we mark it off that nothing's there.
Do you think that had, see, EquiSearch, they were the ones that found that disturbed land right over on Fields Road.
On Andy's property.
And I think that has something to do with why he's saying this right here.
That's when they quit telling where they was going to search next.
Yeah, because I think there was an incident where
that's why they quit announcing the searches.
Yeah.
It's a possibility somebody could move her or evidence to that area, and it's already been marked off as search, so we don't go back to it.
That sentiment, something echoed by the agents with the TBI leading the investigation.
There could be a criminal aspect and something happened to her. And in order for us to work that investigation, there are just some things that we're not able to share with the public.
Do what? Who is this? This is Benny.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, man, can you give me some insight on some? Why Jody Sue was saying that your daughter said that you told her you saw Summer's body. Can you make any sense out of that?
It's a bunch of bullshit.
Like, why would she say that? It's so fucking, it's like, she says it, but then, like, everyone forgets that she says it, I guess. Like, but did she involve your daughter in telling that lie?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't. Oh, goddamn. When are y'all going to stop on this?
Who?
I mean, why no, this? This is a new goddamn year, and I'm sick and fucking tired of this shit.
Then you shouldn't have answered the fucking phone, bud.
What the fuck you calling my goddamn?
Amy Lou, you sent pictures to my email. Let me check it.
All right. Well, that's good. Y'all go over and ask why exactly it is he was selling drugs to the children at 1 p.m.
You see what's odd too, Andy hadn't been to that property or nothing until around the time someone went missing, the 14th and 15th, what I was told, you know.
Yeah. And then
because he didn't even know that they didn't have no road that went to the cabin they had down there. Because Hensley's had put a gate up and stuff, the loggers had. When the loggers went in there to start logging that, they cut the road out and stuff going on to his property and put a gate up out there. That's the same gate Jody was on that live talking about her and somebody crossed over. I believe it's her and Little that was talking on that live. And they mentioned something about being cobalt blue.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was checking to see. I was checking on something real quick. Need to also figure out what we're gonna do for dinner here in a second.
Why he was potentially causing little girls over there to be sedated and to be touched with the shit he was selling over there. Go ask.
Yeah, so we could show this right to Jody Sue's face, and she would say that this didn't happen. You know. So she acts like she didn't say this kind of stuff and wonders why. I mean, it matches up with other things we've heard and what seems to, you know, and she wonders why we think this about Andy. Plus the fact that he was definitely seen on the road by more than one person by surveillance. Well, he was seen on the road by more than one person. We'll just say that. And he's saying he was not on the road. So, and people want to deflect and say, oh, well, Fred was on the road. Or it's like lots of people were on the road, but none of them are denying that they were on the road except Andy Bernard. Why is he denying it? There's Carrie.
Because I have fucking questions. Not standing in front of him anymore.
I had her crying in tears. I mean, just like in a ball, because for like fucking 5 minutes, she just wouldn't lay off. And it was Summer's dead body's laying there. Who gives a fuck about it? And this and blah, blah, and she's dead. Just the grossest.
To that, because Don told me on the phone that he's in this, and I can be completely wrong about you or any other situation, and I'm not saying that this is true or not, but Don told me that Don used to come over to your house. He brought Summer there several times. He's actually gotten drugs from Voldemort or Andy, whatever, over while you were home, whatever he wanted, meth, cocaine, marijuana, pills. They were able to get everything from your driveway. And that he's brought Summer over there before. I thought that's why there would be possibly footprints anywhere, if any. But I'm not saying that they were over there for that reason either.
I'm gonna show my face. I'm gonna make this real clear. Those two are not the most reliable sources. I will tell you that Andy smokes. I know that Andy was using that same period of the poop and told him to start real bad behaviors again. I now think for the past couple of years, because of things that were taking place in the last days and hint drops that I look back on, and I think maybe he was using other things for a couple of years. Andy did have far more contact with them than I did. They were not my type of people. They still are not. However, I will tell you, to my knowledge, not once did they ever get coke, pills, or meth off of him. You know, not once that I'm aware of. And I mean that sincerely.
Choice.
Alcohol, and I always assumed because of how she acted that it would be downers, right? And so it's like whatever he said about pills or something like that. Andy's thing of choice, like if you give that boy any type of downer, he's gonna lose his mind and kill somebody. So there's no way. You get what I'm saying? The correlate, you know. And I'll tell you, Don has since day one, minute one, that Summer went missing, has continually tried to sling that at neighbors and then drug traffic that wasn't his own, co-workers, one after the next, continually. But he never mentions his own drug dealers, his out-of-town dealings, the pedophiles they've had up on that, pedos, fees, whatever, the essays.
All them what?
Amy Lou, you sent pictures to my email. Let me check it.
All right. Well, that's good. Y'all look over there and ask why exactly it is he was selling drugs to the children at 110. Why he was potentially causing little girls over there to be sedated and to be touched with the shit he was selling over there. Go ask. Because I have fucking questions.
That doesn't sound like somebody just selling weed.
I mean, just like a dream, supposed dream, that come up when I was recording them on the 16th, evening of the 16th, Jody's daughter brought that up to Jody. Me standing there recording while Damien was putting the camera up on the driveway, the trail cam.
Yeah, that came up for the first time, like right in front of. Well, the way Jody Sue acted, it sounded like that was the first time she heard about this dream, right?
Yeah.
And the daughter mentioned it as if, like he said, it was a dream.
Yeah. Because she questioned Andy right there, and it being recorded about the dream, you know, supposed dream.
That's a sad picture. I hate that picture of Summer.
Summer and Journey.
Yeah, that's Journey.
Journey don't look like it, no.
But that had to have been, I'm trying to think what the date would have, that had to have been soon before she went missing. It looks like it was a little bit chilly.
Well,
Probably a few months
Journey
before.
was there the day before someone went missing, and the morning before someone went missing on the 14th and 15th, supposedly, from what I heard.
Yeah, and they said she was on the 13th and the 14th. Some say she was there on the 15th, right?
The
Or
morning of the 15th.
morning, yeah, the morning.
That's when.
Thank you, Nikita.
Somebody took her to somebody's home. I don't know which one took her where. I think it was Grandis, I think, took her home or something.
Yeah, I've heard different things.
Not standing in front of him anymore.
You're not standing in front of him anymore, is what she said.
Sure, I was in front of him.
Yeah, because of.
In my opinion, you know.
Because of her son, probably. I will give you back the responsibility and ownership of these terrible things. You did those things. I did not. I will leave the shame and guilt with you. And she likes to, deflect everything. Everything she's doing.
Passion. It seems like you know, and you know.
Those kids come here in the summer before Summer died.
You know.
Those kids come here in the summer before Summer died.
You know.
Those kids come here in the summer before Summer died.
You know.
Those kids come here in the summer before Summer died.
I looked in there. I seen 13 messages between her and her drug. I'm gonna say drug dealer because he is Andy. I mean, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I've made statements like that before. Okay. And it's not Randy, it's Andy. I sat there and heard it. I've made statements like that before. Okay. And it's not Randy, it's Andy. I sat there and heard it. Okay.
But yeah, all I seen was the first message before she started walking up to the mailbox to get up here is that it was done, and I was going to read the next message of what she said.
And I'm sorry that you guys feel that way, but that's my baby.
Okay, so it says their damn nose ass and all of it. So please stop with me and my kid. Thanks. And just so everyone knows, I hope they find Summer or finds out what really happened, because that little girl deserved justice all the way. And thanks for reading this to the end. So please don't come at me wanting to talk to me so you can put me up for YouTube, because I am not talking to anyone or taking in no one's bullshit, because I got enough going on in my life right now. I don't have time for stupid shit or other people's bullshit, period. Thanks. Have a great night. And that's Marina Crawford.
And nobody would ever treat her like that as long as...
Okay, did you show blank? What? Tell him what's going on. Any issues? Just him saying where was I, and me telling him I'm on way. Not much. I told you be on time. Ignored him on that. What?
I was around.
2 minutes. What is this conversation? Is that Andy and Jody Sue talking that day? Is that these texts on the 15th?
Nobody would ever treat her like that as long as I was around.
Oh, that says March 2nd. In the beginning.
Ever.
Now, and it's got to be a predator. Only a predator would come up here and take our daughter. There's just not going to be somebody like.
When is it summer? The June solstice occurs Sunday, June 20th, 2021 at 11:32. That's weird. I mean, I hate to be. So this is Tim Mullins posting on June 20th and June 24th or June 24th. So within days of summer missing, she went missing the 15th. On the 20th, when is it summer? The June solstice occurs on Sunday, June 20th, 2021 at 11:32. And then summer. What the heck? He put summer cells instead of summer wells. Summer cells. Isn't that kind of odd? Summer cells. 5 years old, 40 pounds. Local agencies, TBI and FBI, still frustrated at her 9-day-old disappearance. Prayers very much needed. Summer cells.
Oh, I love you.
In the shirt or something said I had summer sales or something on it.
Who did?
Somebody said that. I think they called him H, so I guess Hunter. Last night in Killer Looks video in chat.
Really?
I think it's Killer Looks video. There's somebody's video anyway. They was saying in chat saying that Hunter had a shirt that had that writing on it. I think it's Hunter. They said H.
Hey, when Abel entered. Good video. Fred was recommending it, so. Oh, thank you, Jessica.
Yeah, Abel Enter's done some really good.
She said happy birthday. Huh?
Abel Enter's done really good work on this, on a lot of her videos. Putting them together.
Mm-hmm.
That's usual.
Yep. Thank you so much, Jessica, for the birthday. PayPal, thank you. Aww.
I just want to save you from a bad situation. 90% of the time when something.
Hold on a second. Did you hear what he said? It ain't gonna be somebody that just comes up and says, I love you, Summer. I want to save you from a bad situation. Well, what's the bad situation, Don? What is the bad situation? Are you saying that yourself and your house is a bad situation? In a minute, you make me sick. You make me sick, Don. And I just now started looking at this. Because when I read over it, when I actually went over it, and then I heard about, well, how could you talk about beating a child? And that makes no sense to me. No sense to me at all. Watch this, guys. I would love to get a chance to interview Jose or whoever, even Candace. I want to interview Candace.
It takes a little girl or whatever, a boy even, is for 90% of the time is because they're predators. So it's just not good. Somebody has hurt her, probably sexually, maybe beat the fuck out of her, probably killed her.
Look at that. Look at that. Somebody has hurt her. He did not say,
The most concerning thing about that is how you said beat the F out of her. Who talks like that about your child? I mean, the things he says so descriptive, like fish food, beat the F out of her, probably in a hotel room being traded for drugs, locked up in a dungeon, just the most horrific stuff. Who wants to even go there? Like, there's something wrong with that dude. I think Andy and Jody Sue were making bank off selling drugs to Don and Candace, and they didn't care about how Don and Candace made the money.
But Jody said that Andy was making over $1,000 a week off of Don.
Did she say that?
Yeah, she made a video stating that on one of her videos.
I wonder, probably because once
even went over that video.
Probably once, they would probably go out to Knoxville and pick it up together, and then Don would run out and he'd have to get some off of Andy. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact at all. I'm just saying. That's what happens when they say don't get high on your own supply. When you're addicted to the drug you're selling, it's especially when it comes to cocaine, man. Crack cocaine. Yeah, holding her in a dungeon.
oh, damn. He said somebody has. Past tense is in has. Anybody hear that? Did you hear that? He says somebody has hurt her.
All right. I'd do anything to have her back.
Your little girl.
If there's any way you can find it in your heart to please release her somehow. I don't know how you might do that. I mean, you're probably scared of going to prison for the rest of your life and everything else, I'm sure. But please find it in your heart, have mercy, and find a way of letting her go, and where we can get her back. And just please have mercy on her, and and us, and her brothers. And she's such a loving, good spirit. Please don't hurt her. Please let her come home. But my biggest fear is,
I feel in this interview, Candace is like pissed off at him about she seems really annoyed, and I don't know, especially when he said the way she looks at him when he mentioned something about her possibly being dead, or I mean, she just was like, how the hell could you even say that? Like, at this, she seemed like irritated with him at this point, because she probably knew. Who knows? I want to know what she's thinking at this moment. How much she knew, or what she thought. What did Dawn tell Candace? Because I know that Dawn's involved in some way, allegedly, in my opinion. That's like number one. But I still wonder what Candace, like, she's not innocent in this at all. I'm just wondering, like, if Dawn told her the truth.
Not the whole truth. Not at first.
Yeah, I just wonder what she thought the plan was.
I mean, if we're in if the stuff in Knoxville is 100%, you know, of what DJ was saying.
Mm-hmm. If
It
what
makes
she
me wonder, you know, if she was lied to at first, because what DJ was saying, she was just supposed to be in hell until
a debt was
Dawn
paid.
and them had paid the debt off. But when they called her in missing, that made no return. You know.
Which they called her. I wonder what. It was in the day before. It was Dudley was saying that he was acting all like his dog died, or that's how he described it. I wonder if it was like, I don't know. Gosh, I've racked my mind so much. I would like to know how she would have behaved had she not been in an altered mental state. Yeah, she did look like she was like on some type of like Xanax or something. Bet Don gets loose lips when he drinks booze. He does, and that's a reason. Well, I mean, he does, and it's just like, who was I was talking to about this stuff? Who was it that was saying this stuff's done in like right out in the open? It's a way to making things seem normal, you know. Dawn's talked about things that normal people, even Andy has too, that normal people don't see. You know, like this van. Well, actually, it was Jody Sue that brought up the whole van thing. But that's normal thing. That thing stuff doesn't happen in people, you know, normal people's lives.
Unless you're in that circle.
Yeah, and that's this type of stuff that comes out when you talk to Don late at night when he's been drinking, you know. But he says this stuff, but it seems so shocking. Like some of the calls that we've played here that I had with him, you know, were so shocking that it's like, I think people, it just doesn't register or something. I don't know. It's right. Everything's out in plain sight. He's told on himself so many times. I don't know. It's not really normal, the things that he claims he has seen and been around. And he acts like he's just been around it so much, you know?
It's just a normal day for him if he's been around it like that much.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Remember how shocked Dudley said his wife was to see Summer with no shirt on and shaved head like one of the boys? And if he is this comfortable saying those things he is saying, can you imagine what's really going on, right, Annie? I mean, what about in that phone call when he talks about, you know, a 12-year-old's body, you know, having a body from hell? Like, what? Like, you know, trying to talk about how she's built and how good of a body she has at 12 years old. Like, what? Who looks at a 12-year-old that way? 12-year-olds don't even have bodies. Like, you know, weird. And then it's like Candace, it's just like another day, normal conversation. Candace corrects him and says, oh, she's not 12. Or no, she's not 13. She's 12. Yeah, it's been... Right, Curry? Exactly. He didn't just see kids being purchased. Come on now. Come on now.
Or being tormented or locked in a dungeon or basement or something, because she loved to be outside all the time. That was her, unfortunately, her downfall. Because a lot of times the boys would be inside and we'd be like, where's Summer? Why'd you leave her out there alone? You know, go get Summer now. You know, and that's happened over and over again. And we'd come out and she would always be close by, but we was always coming up. She had to be outside. She was an outdoor person. And
She loved to be outside.
And I'm so afraid that she's locked away. She's such a loving heart and everything, and I'm afraid that she won't be able to, I'm locked away where she can't be outside or play with a puppy or anything, love nature, and that's my greatest fear, that she's not able to do any of these things anymore, or that she could possibly, I don't want to think she's dead, but it's a possibility.
Need you to, I know they might be pushy and painful at times, so just take it where they are. When was the last time you saw Summer?
That morning when I woke up, because she was sleeping in between me and her mother.
Okay. Did she wake
up? I was kind of laying on her foot a little bit and stuff, and I was like, my back.
Did she wake up?
Did she wake up? No.
Okay.
No.
I was wondering what she said to you last thing she said. What are the last words she ever said to you? You remember?
I'm not sure if it was that night or not, but I remember, clearly, I was like, Summer, you got to sleep in your own bed. And she come back with big old crocodile tears in her eyes, and she said, but Daddy, I want to be with you.
I know. But they can't sleep with you forever, Huh? They can't sleep with you forever.
No.
Grow up so
And that's how kids grow up, is by you doing that. So you didn't do anything wrong.
No.
And we want you to know that.
Well, it's interesting. The other day, all this stuff going on, when it was so bad, everything on YouTube was so bad, I was begging God. I was like, Lord, and I was on my knees. I was just at the end of my ropes, and you got the drug thing going on, and where we live at, you got certain groups of people, and I'm not going to mention them by name, but you got these boys, like those boys, they're all related, and they think that they run everything. And a lot of people for years have run moonshine out there, probably manufactured meth and other stuff like that, and they think that they are the Bloods and the Crips of the hillbillies.
So he's talking about how he wasn't gonna. He's talking about that you've got these groups out there in Ben Hill and out there that think they're the Bloods and the Crips of the hillbillies, and their family were moonshiners or something like that, and I don't know what the hell this dude's talking about. As far as the drug trafficking, he admitted to Chris he was a drug mule. He said he wasn't good at it because he is a user. Makes the debt repayment idea more possible, right? Exactly.
Yeah, we have where I live. There's something very similar called the cornbread mafia.
Yeah, that runs from here to through Georgia.
Yep, down in Georgia.
Cornbread Mafia.
And they take that name and that title very seriously.
Yep. So
the Department of Child Protective Services confirmed today they are involved in the investigation into the disappearance of Summer Wells. They would not elaborate, though, on how they were involved. The Department of Child Protective Services confirmed today they are involved in the investigation into the disappearance of Summer Wells. They would not elaborate, though, on how they were involved. The Department of Child Protective Services confirmed today they are involved in the investigation into the disappearance of Summer Wells. They would not elaborate, though, on how they were involved.
Pancake Mafia. Oh my gosh.
Like you calling it Chicken Head Mafia.
Chicken Head Mafia. But isn't there really a Chicken Head Mafia or something?
I had never heard of it.
Somebody was telling me. I guess there was. Oh man.
With marijuana.
Yeah. Oh gosh, guys. I thought there was there a lot of shorts that maybe it was shorts that when Volunteer was posting.
He's made a lot of good ones.
He went on to Summer's body in worst case hell. Oh shit, you guys can see what I'm looking at.
Had her crying in tears. I mean, just like in a ball because for like fucking 5 minutes she wouldn't lay off, and it was Summer's dead body's laying there. Who gives a fuck about it? And this and blah blah. And she's dead. I mean, had her crying in tears. I mean, just like in a ball because for like fucking 5 minutes she wouldn't lay off, and it was Summer's dead body's laying there. Who gives a fuck about it? And this and blah blah. And she's dead. I mean, had her crying.
Investigation.
There could be a criminal aspect and something happened to her. And in order for us to work that investigation, there are just some things that we're not able to share with the public.
Investigation.
There could be a criminal aspect and something happened to her. And in order for us to work that investigation, there are just some things that we're not able to share with the public.
The Department of Child Protective Services confirmed today they are involved in the investigation into the disappearance of Summer Wells. They would not elaborate, though, on how they were involved. The department.
They knew that Summer was gone, but that Dobbs hadn't been notified or questioned yet, and that Andy called Dobbs and gave him a heads up. They knew that Summer was gone, but that Dobbs hadn't been notified or questioned yet, and that Andy called Dobbs and gave him a heads up.
Yeah, what's the truth about that whole thing between their relationship? The Dobbs thing, is that like all an act to separate themselves? Like, are they really, you know what I mean?
Well, you wouldn't have thought that he would have had Dobbs' number if he just met him at one time and they was having an altercation. You know?
Yeah.
Why would he even have Dobbs' number? Unless they was pretty cool, or they wouldn't exchange numbers.
Yeah, I know. That's odd. I should pull up when Don Wells was first on your panel. I'm trying to remember the first time he was.
But the tires at the bottom driveway, they didn't put them up till I think around on the 14th or something other. I mean, they've always had a tire on each side of the driveway if you go up a hill that had flyers planted in it. That's where Andy's grandmother planted flyers in, but the ones that was across the road there at that trash can, they just put them up, keeping Dobbs parking there from what I understood.
Yeah, we heard that, Carrie, about Jody Sue calling Fred Mushmouth. It's like, if that's not the pot calling the kettle black, I mean, really, she's the hardest. He's hard to understand because he talks so quietly. He does have a strong accent, but Jody Sue is hard to understand because she drinks too much. And we've recently found out. Allegedly, in my opinion. So, but I do want to go over more stuff over Summer Wells and stuff, but I probably better go because I need to figure out something for dinner. I know Caitlin's it's kind of starting to go a little bit late, and I have a bunch to do tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it, but Otherwise, I would stay on with you guys for a couple more hours. I doubt I'll be back on tonight because of those reasons. I want to, though. I do want to, but I'm sitting here thinking I better not. I better not. Maybe tomorrow night. Probably can tomorrow night. So we know the boys. We know the boys know a lot, but we just don't know what they know, what happened that day, or if it was hidden from them. But surely they had to overhear things where they were. Yep. Thank you guys all for the nice birthday wishes. She claims it's her disability, but Fred has hearing loss, which affects her speech, so she shouldn't be making fun of. I know, right? I know. You're making fun of a disability, Jody Sue? That's against YouTube terms of service. If you can get lip lock in trouble for that, the petty bullshit you got her in trouble for, I surely can get you in trouble for saying things about his disability. Anyways, guys, everybody have a